Say hello to everybody. David, you can go to Jersey if you answer my question right. You can just do whatever you want in the car. Try to.
Suomi.
Assistant coaches.
Welcome to Kosice on this Thursday night. It's day 7 of the 2019 World Hockey Championship. Denmark taking on Finland. The Danes are 2-1. One of their wins in overtime, a shootout against France. Tobias Bjork of Sweden, Roman Goffman of Russia are the referees. The Finns are 2-1 as well. Regulation wins over Canada and Slovakia. Lost to the U.S. in their last game, and a controversial one at that. In overtime, they felt the penalty should have been called against the United States prior to the overtime goal being scored. There is Heinz Ehlers, the head coach of Denmark, who lost Lars Eller to injury in their last game against Great Britain, a 9-0 win. They set a Danish record for goals in a game of the World Championship, but lost Eller for the rest of the tournament. The Danes are okay in terms of relegation, but with a tough part of their schedule ahead. Finland, the U.S., Canada, and Slovakia, they need 6 more points. They might be hard to come by. Patrick Russell has been added to the Danish roster, played for Bakersfield, the American Hockey League. They were just knocked out of the American League playoffs, so Russell, another prospect, joins the Danish team. Kevin Lankinen back in goal for the Finns, played against Canada and the Slovaks, and just 3 goals in those 2 games. And Sebastian Dam gets the start for Denmark. He's played every minute of every game so far.
Also, Denmark added Matthias From, 2016 5th-round pick by Chicago, so they add the 2 younger players to try and offset some of the loss of Lars Eller, their best player, and Eller had 5 points in the 3 games, so Denmark will give it a go against, as usual, a very disciplined Finnish team.
You mentioned the Danes won last year 3-2. They scored a power play goal with less than 2 minutes left to shock the Finns in that one. The Finns finished first in their group last year. Had a record of 5 wins, a loss and an overtime loss, but then lost to Switzerland in the quarterfinal. Oliver Lauritsen goes back and plays it around. And the pass ahead to Russell, wearing number 63 for Denmark, just missed. Mikko Lehtinen playing in the 2nd World Championship for the Finns. They're light in experience in this tournament. Didn't get a number of their top players from the National Hockey League, but they seem to have a warehouse of players they can draw from who all play the same way.
To call them utility players is the wrong term, I believe, Gord, but it's like they seem to be able to plug a guy in where he needs to be. They're short on a skill position, so they grind a little more. As Heinz Ehlers is on his guys early on here, it's not taken long to see that there's a fire that burns inside of Ehlers.
The father of Nikolai Ehlers of the Winnipeg Jets, and Nikolai was not cleared to play here, suffered a broken foot in the playoffs against St. Louis.
Our Dave Tomlinson, who does the radio work for us, said when he played against Ehlers, if you weren't prepared to work, you were going to lose against him all the time, that he would outwork you every single time. Tomlinson played against him in Germany.
So the Winnipeg doctors say that Ehlers wasn't ready to go, but the dad thought he was. Bouncing puck picked up by Morten Madsen. That's turned over. Lindboom comes in. The shot was blocked. Terry Lindboom plays that back in deep. And a move by him back down the ice, and the Danes are called for icing. The Danes were 10th last year. They made the quarterfinals twice in the 17 straight years they've been in the top division.
It's going to be a tougher road now, certainly without Eller, but even with, to get through a quick German start. They're 4-0 in the tournament, 12 points already in the bank for Germany.
Long shot by Lindbohm, the puck loose in front of Dam. Sebastian Dam got off to an inauspicious start in this tournament, allowing a shot from center ice against France to go in.
Denmark escaped that first game against France with a come-from-behind 5-4 shootout win. That center ice goal notwithstanding.
But wins after regulation time are worth 2 points. So the Danes have just 5. You likely need 12 to get to the quarterfinals. Picked up by Salonen. The centering pass was knocked away. And Koivisto back to pick it up. And his shooting goes over the glass and out.
Gord, you've been around these tournaments forever, and you often talk about the two different tournaments that are going on. The tournament for the top of the table and to get into the quarterfinals, and then the tournament to stay out of relegation. And the Danes, as you mentioned, with their 9-0 win against Great Britain, certainly made themselves safe with the 5 points out of relegation.
They got relegated to the World Junior this year after 5 straight years in the top division. Those 5 years were a triumph for Danish hockey. And they've got some young players coming. Jonas Rombier has played in 4 World Juniors. Joachim Blitzfeld, who's been here with the team, has been tremendous in the Western Hockey League. He had 53 goals this year playing for the Portland Winterhawks.
He played on a line with Cody Glass, and then there's also Matthias Fromm, who has just been added to the team. So there's 3 young forwards that will certainly be part of the core of this group as they move forward into the next 5 or 10 years.
Lawrence pass ahead. Regan moves in. Tries to play it back around for Bonka. That's picked up. Ilomäki back the other way for the Finns. Ilomäki. That pass goes off a skate. And Lehtinen back to pick it up. Lehtinen up the side of the net. Lehtinen. Long wrist shot, stopped by Down. Last year, of course, on home ice, the Danes had a number of their stars in. Fredrik Anderson in goal. They had Frans Nielsen up front.
Certainly changed the entire look of your team with Freddie Anderson in goal. Although Sebastian Dahm has been excellent in the last couple of games. He lost 2-1 to Germany, but just the 2 goals on 26 shots. And
Mikola's sharp angle shot, that's turned away. And Kakko playing the point, flips it back in.
They love this play off the draw where Kakko spins out to the blue line.
And now picks off that pass. In comes Kakko. Kakko dangling through traffic. Back at the point, winds and shoots. Off a leg and wide, and Storm picks it back up. Moved by Mikkola and back down to the finish zone. Mikkola, who played for San Antonio in the American League this year, was a 5th-round pick of St. Louis in 2015. And now moved by Henri Jokiharju. We've talked about the fact that the Finns got 2 players from the NHL, Jokiharju and Juho Lammikko, who played in Florida. Neither man scored a goal this year. Lead pass for Savanainen.
Lammikko played 40 games in Florida. He's a forward with 6 assists only.
Luosterainen, and a long shot that was knocked away, and now Dam hangs on to the rebound.
Yeah, this first 5 minutes has been pretty typical Finnish hockey. They grind you, they stay at it, they work at forecheck along. As you see, Heinz Ehlers is showing them his team about a breakout where there is puck support to be available. Pretty expressive eyes, man. Like the point is there. Get it up to the wing. Support will come from the middle. I mean, I'm 150 feet or so away. I got the message there. I hope those guys got it.
Shots are 6-0 Finland here in the first period. Antila couldn't handle that face-off win, now fired in by Lauritsen. Oliver Lauritsen rings that around. And Olofsson had it knocked away. As Jokiharju, the Chicago first-rounder, goes ahead. Antila chips it down. And in comes the hulking Antila on the forecheck. And the equally big Oliver Lauritsen. There's 13 feet of players colliding there. And back at the point, that shot by Hakanpää goes wide.
But they're both listed at 229 pounds. Some big boys going at it.
Jakobsen flips that in now for Denmark. And now Larson knocks that down to the point. Koivisto leaves it there for Hakanpää. And the rink-wide pass goes to Oyamaki. In comes Nico Oyamaki. waiting for help to arrive off the bench. He was stripped there by Peter Regan, the former NHLer who played for Ottawa, the Islanders, in Chicago. And Lehtinen back for it. We've got 6 gone here in the period. Also underway at this hour in Bratislava, Czech Republic, and Latvia. Ilamaki. Tell you, he'd like to own the beer concessions at that one.
There's a couple places that it wouldn't be a bad side business.
The demand here is so great, they've just set up tables and put beers on them with a cash register. Now Pessinen works in. Winds through the middle, Pessinen. Drops it off to Mikkola, shoots and down, makes the stop, and the Danes thought there should have been a penalty there. But down makes the stop, no score here in the first period. Kosice, the first week of the World Hockey Championship coming to a close. Canada would have win earlier today over France. Peter Regan gets a warning on the face-off. Mannanen wins the face-off back to Mikkola. And again, Kakko ranged back to the blue line. Mannanen plays that back for Pessinen. That's chipped out by Storm, hit the linesman. And now Marcus Lauritsen back to pick it up. Drops that back to his much bigger older brother, who fires it in. Now Madsen battling for it for Nick Jensen. Former Oshawa General Nick Jensen in, shoots, and the stop is made by Kevin Lankinen. Pessinen chips it by Lauritsen. In comes Kakko for it. He got bumped there on the play by Stefan Lassen. Rink wide pass as both teams are changing. Lindboom moves in. Brings that around. Lost to Renan. And they'll take it away by Jesper Jensen Abo. Joel Kiviranta plays it back, and Jensen Abo back to pick it up. On his 9th World Championship for the Danes. Jensen Abo plays in Finland, but in the KHL for Jokerit Helsinki.
He's their big minute guy. You can see him out there 25-7 minutes a night.
Jokiharju swings in. Henri Jokiharju, a member of Finland's gold medal winning World Junior team in January, along with Kakko. In all, 6 of these Finnish players have won gold at the World Junior Championship. They've won gold in 3 of the last 6, 2014, 2016, and now 2019. And almost always in spectacular style. Golden goals in 2014 and 2016. Kakko with a game-winning goal in the gold medal game with a minute and a half to go against the United States.
You know, the Finns have had the puck here most of this first 9 minutes, and but one shot from Nicholas Jensen. The puck hasn't been in the Finns' end as Lauritsen's going to get a stick here from Kakko. It comes up and hits him in the left ear. Probably a penalty could have been called He didn't like it, letting the ref know, who was about 8 feet away, who might not have seen it as it was on the back side.
Out the face-off, Marcus Lauritsen. Up ahead for Paulson. Back goes Lehtinen. Marcus Lauritsen knocked the stick out of the hands of Oyamaki, and that's going to be a penalty against the Danes, and so a power play coming for Finland. As Marcus Lauritsen will go off.
The Finns have a power play goal in each of the 3 games. This is going to be the slashing penalty that Lauritsen gets as he knocks the stick out of Otama's hands. Petteri Lindbaum, a defenseman, and Arttu Iilomäki and Nico Ojimaki have the power play goals. They move the puck pretty well for a team that doesn't have a lot of high end that we would know skill. Their guys move the puck pretty well here, and this power play is dangerous.
Another penalty coming.
Now this is going to be a Finn penalty for slashing. Same penalty, just at the other end of the ice. Well, that'll kill your power play percentage. 8-second power play. There's the penalty there, virtually the same call.
So, of course, in your day, that wasn't slashing.
No, they would tell you to hold on to your stick.
Should it be slashing?
Depends on the force of it. I mean, it's hard to tell at the
time. So if you break his stick, is that a...
Then it has to be, because you've eliminated his ability to play. A lot of times, however, a guy's stick breaks, and it would never have broken before. The sticks are so tuned the way they are. You know what? There's enough problems in the game. Just call it. There's enough where the game is difficult to officiate. Take the gray area out of it. The players all understand it now. They might not like it, but they understand it.
Lankinen up to play it. Lankinen plays for Rockford, the American Hockey League, a Chicago prospect. Mannanen drops. Kakko a shot that's deflected away by Oliver Larsson.
What a tournament for Kaapo Kakko. Even when he doesn't score, as he didn't against the United States, among the most prominent players in the game, showcasing his strength and his ability to handle the puck. I've been really impressed with how strong he is over top of the puck. He gets his nose right over it when he's protecting it. He's tough to knock down. It's really pretty impressive to watch an 18-year-old handle the grown-up men that he's playing against as he does.
Jokiharju swings in now. Jokiharju, a backhand shot. That's turned away. Another stick goes flying. And Jensen Abo picks up the loose puck. Up for Nick Jensen. We pronounce it that way because Nick's dad, Dan's Canadian. He says Jensen. We had lots of Jensens, and Jensen Abos going here, so trying to keep them straight. Lindbom, even the Danish linesman who's here is a Jensen. Now that pass is picked off. Storm in, shoots, and Hakanpää got a stick on that. Storm picks it free again, but Loranta comes back to pick it off for the Finns. 4-on-4 here. Shots are 9-1 Finland. Lost arena and poke check there by Oliver Lauritsen. And back come the Danes the other way. Here's Russell. Just off a plane from Bakersfield, California. Shoots. And Lankinen makes the stop. Swede did it again today. Had a player got off an airplane and scored in his first shift. They've done it twice. Alexander Wenberg did it the other day. And today, it was Gabe Landeskog who did it. Arrive the day of the game and score in your first shift. Winning it is Antila, and that's gloved by Dam. No score here in the opening period, 8:52 to go. Back here in Košice, Slovakia, about a 5.5-hour drive east of Vienna, Austria. Game being played here and in Bratislava, host country of the 2011 World Championship, where the gold medal was won by the Finns in this building. Gold medal game this year we played in Bratislava. Antila. Up ahead for Otama. He was poke checked there by Nikolai Meyer. Takes him down. Play continues. 8.5 to go here in the opening period. Still no score. That's fine by Denmark, even though the shots are lopsided 10-2.
The big board says 0-0. Hang in, get your goalie to be good for you, but they're not all of a sudden going to be a possession team against a stronger team than the Finns.
Now a chance for Jakobsen. Sharp angle, and Lackinen shuts that down and pounces on the rebound. Good chance there for Julian Jakobsen.
I like this play by Jakobsen. He's at such a sharp angle. He fires it into the feet of Lackinen. It's either a chance on net, which it was, or Lackinen stops it and doesn't handle it. The puck bounces out in the slot because the next guy to the puck is going to be Olesen. Nick Olesen is in front of the net. So a pretty good play here out of a sharp angle shot by Julian Jakobsen.
Mikkola back to center ice. And Marcus Lauritsen up for Patrick Russell. Chips that down to the finish zone. And icing called against the Danes. And on comes Kakko in that line again for the Finns. By the way, Kaapo Kakko, Ray, has already won the under-18 gold medal. That was last year with the Finns. He's won World Junior gold this year. No Finn has ever won gold in the under-18s, the World Junior, and the World Championship in his career.
Got a chance to do it in a year. Outstanding year too in the Finnish Elite League this year, and he's really not been anywhere that he's gone that you've been able to poke holes in his game.
Tackle was spilled there. By the way, only 6 players have won all 3 of those titles in their career. 3 are Canadians: Connor McDavid, Ryan Ellis, Sam Reinhart. The other 3 are Russians: Denis Grebeshkov, Fedor Tutin, and Alexander Perezhogin. It's a tough hat trick. And 2 of those are age out, so you only get a couple of chances to win it. Osterinen in, shoots down, makes the stop. A couple of years ago, of course, the Finns had a chance to record the hat trick. They won the under-18s, the World Junior, and got to the gold medal game against Canada at the World Championship. Lost that game 2-0, but they could have been the first nation to hold all 3 titles in the same year. The explosion of Finnish hockey, Ray, the last 5 years in terms of the development of star players, not goaltenders, but high-end offensive players.
Well, they've moved along as the game has transformed, and the way that they've developed their players obviously is with an eye to the future. As the skill of the game became more and more of a premium, the Finns seem to have more of it than they had in the past.
They also play on a hybrid rink. The NHL rink is 200 by 85. The IIHF rink is 200 by 100. The Finns play in a rink that's about 200 by 92. So halfway between the 2. Little extra room, but not so much that the game becomes too defensive. Antila for Tervainen, and that plays offside. At the Danish line, no score here in the first, 5:42 to go. Marcus Lorenzen talking things over with his older brother Oliver on this play. Shots on goal are 11-3 in a scoreless tie. Danes set a national record with 9 goals against Great Britain in that 9-0 victory. Now a penalty coming. It's going to be a high sticking call. And Oliver Lordson not happy. Still arguing the call as he goes off. Lordson doesn't think it was him. Yes, once again the penalty box is full of innocent men.
Guilty. I've looked at the evidence, Your Honor, and
we're going to have a trial right in the spot.
The Finns will attempt another power play. Their last one didn't go so well as Raila was in the penalty box 8 seconds later.
Face off. Back to Jokiharju. To Oliver Koski. Down to Mannanen. In for Kakko. Mannanen. Works it down to Kakko behind the Danish goal. Capo Kakko, who just turned 18. Feeds it back to Mannanen. Picked up by Oyamaki. To Mannanen. Now Kakko moves to the back door. Here's Jokiharju with it. Winds and shoots. That goes just wide. Mannanen back with it. Mannanen down to Kakko. Spins and fires. That dribble was just wide as Dom made the stop.
A strong move, and what I like about it is that stick was, or the puck was on his stick. He didn't waste any time. He made that spin and jam move pretty quickly, and that forces the goalie into a quick decision on the save selection he's going to make. Kid's got some instincts around the net. I like it.
Lehtinen fires that in. Finns get fresh players in the action of his power play, and Oliver Lordson sends it down. Pessinen drops it off to Lehtinen. Big pass to Lamaki, deflects down to Savanainen. Jensen had that knocked away. Savanainen drops it off to Raila. At the point is Lehtinen. Raila walks it and shoots down, makes the save, rebound, loose in front. Lamaki can't reach it. Savanainen reaches for it, and it's shot down the ice by Marcus Lorenzen.
Well, Dom is fighting pretty hard in goal here on this power play. They've got the puck deep to in front of the net, and he's made 2 or 3 really good stops.
Koski winds across the line. Final seconds now of the power play. Here's Salonen with it. Koski back for Mikkola as Oliver Lordson steps out. 3.5 to go. Dom swept that away. Here's Peter Regan with it. And Regan, the Danish captain, up ahead for Madsen. Back to Regan. Regan swings that around. Finds Madsen. Koski stepped into him. Antila moves it on Jesper Jensen. Now Jensen Abo back across. Oliver Larsson brings it up. Now winding in is Jesper Jensen. Gets some room. Backhand shot stopped by Lankinen. Jesper Jensen back with it. Oliver Lordson, he's got Oyamaki all over him, and now fired in by Jokiharju. Oyamaki swings it across. Kiviranta shot down the save. He couldn't find the rebound for a moment. And now the Danes bring it back 3-on-2. Jesper Jensen walks it and fires. Lankinen makes the stop, and the rebound cleared away by Koivisto. And back is Kiviranta the other way. The Finns are changing rather. And a shot by Luostarinen was stopped by Dama, who was tripped on the way by Luostarinen. That pass picked off by Jakobsen. Jakob Jakobsen fires it back in. Olofsson got crunched there by Hakanpää. Jakobsen to an open corner. Luostarinen seals his man against the wall. Picked up by Kakko for a moment. Now Olofsson banked it back, but that was stolen again by Kakko for Pessinen. Pessinen swings back. And that's stolen by Olsson and played back out as Jakobsen chips it down. There was some sleeve talking on the Danish bench there. I think they thought that might have been offside. As Mannon works in. Drop back to Lehtinen, long shot. That deflected just wide. Ultima comes in. Kakko with it. Spins away from Madsen. And again. Drops it back, and the shot by Ultima's blocked. Lehtinen winds and shoots. That's blocked as well by Oliver Lauritsen. Minute to go now in the period. Storm couldn't knock that by Mannanen, and Mannanen knocks it down again, flips it in deep. (14-5). The shots on goal in favor of Finland. Still no score. Lauritsen, rink wide pass for Bakker, stolen by Oyemaki. Oyemaki drops it back, and Lamaki has shot that deflected wide. Back at the point, Mikola's shot that pinballed around in front. Russell on it, banks it back to center ice. Koski to Ilamaki. Oyemaki knocked it down for Raila. Raila throws it back in front. Mikola shoots, he fired it wide. Time winding down here in the period. Back to center ice, and Mikola knocks it back. And despite a decided edge in play for Finland, these two teams will go to the dressing room scoreless after the opening 20 minutes. Our first intermission coming up from the 2019 World Hockey Championship.
Shots on goal in the first period. Denmark 5, Finland 14. Spelling up and with Pettinet, Dansko Pet, Finsko Stenas. In Bratislava, the score between Czechia and Latvia is 0-2. Bratislava je slavná mezi Českou a Slovakia first here. Finland 0, Denmark 0. Slovakia.
16 nations facing off the most exciting team sport anywhere. We'll be hearing daily guests from all over the world to analyse on today's action and bring you more previews so you can shake a stick at it. Subscribe now on Apple, Audio, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts.
getting set for the start of the second period here in Košice, Slovakia. No score between Finland and Denmark. Danes are 2-1. One of their wins coming in a shootout. And the Finns are 2-1. Their loss coming in overtime. So the Finns come in with 10 points, and the Danes just 5. It's looking like increasingly long odds for Slovakia to make the quarterfinal. Sorry, the Finns with 7, but looking increasingly unlikely for the Slovaks to make it. Their loss to Germany yesterday was an absolute crusher here in Košice.
A lead into the last 90 seconds. They give up a goal with the empty net, as the Germans had pulled the goaltender to tie it, and then in the next shift, Leon Draisaitl got a 2-on-1. And
right away, a penalty here. And I think they're going to call Otama, or probably Koivisto from Finland for this. And so the Danes will get the power play here, 24 seconds in.
It's called for hooking as Russell was driving the net, or Koivisto, as Russell was driving the net. It's a tough call for Koivisto as he's lifting Russell's stick, but the Danes with 5 power play goals in the tournament, 4 of them in their win against Great Britain. 4 for 5. That's a pretty good day on the man advantage.
Regan, Bodker, Bow up front. Russell on the back end, along with Jensen Abo. So Patrick Russell arrives here from Bakersfield, California, and is right on the power play. A decent year in the American League, scored 18 goals in 51 games. Made his first appearance in the NHL, played 6 games for the Oilers.
Has 40 goals in his 3 years in North America in the American League.
That pass is picked up by Antala, who bounces it down the ice. Regan winds in now for the Danes. Peter Regan snaps that pass across to Bodker. Miguel Bodker. Centering pass for Russell. That was knocked away by Hakanpää. And now Regan back with it. To Jensen Abo. Regan in shoots, and that goes off the shoulder of Bow. Up and out of play.
Peter Regan, 243 NHL games, is going to spin on the circle, and he's got a screen set up, and Matthias Bow, and the puck deflected away by Hakanpää. As you see, Bow knows right away that thing's climbing high, and he doesn't want to take it in the chops.
Heinz Ehlers might be one of those guys, Ray, who looks like he's mad even when he's not.
Yes, he's an intense-looking guy.
Marcus Lauritsen shoots, and that's gloved by Lankinen, but Ehlers does burn hot behind the Danish bench.
I think if you're the coach of one of the smaller countries, if you don't have a fire, your team fades away into the woodwork. I mean, just think of some of the coaches from the past that, you know, Lars Eller's father, Olaf, coached. I mean, he was an open book. But even back to, something gets said here, back to when coaches were coaching in different places that don't have an energy, the team doesn't have one either.
Rebound in front. Oh, what a chance there. Rebound, score again. Mikkola stopped the first one, but the puck bounces back to the Danes, and the power play goal makes it 1-0 Denmark. What a scramble.
This puck hits Ati Otama up in the face in front of the net. 55 Otama is going to be in front of the net. It's the shot here is going to catch him right in the side of the head. Now, he's in trouble a little bit, and before anybody can react, there's 2 chances. And as Otama finally gets back into the play, oh, that's Nick Jensen's shot. That's not even tipped. That's about 5.5 feet high. As this puck jumps around in there, Morten Madsen gets 3 tries at it.
Mikkola blocked the first one. It bounces right back to Madsen.
What a crazy scramble of a goal, and all of a sudden, the Danes are in front 1-0.
Outshot 16-8, but they take advantage of the power play. They're 6 for 16 now in the man advantage.
What a crazy scramble. That first shot hits Otama up in the helmet.
But you've talked about this before, Ray. You know, the formula for a lower-ranked team is hang around,
Get some saves.
shorten the game down, and get a bounce. Take advantage on special teams and get a bounce, which they did.
Well, they got 3 of them right there. The one off the helmet, the one off the stop of Mikkola, but the puck came right back out front. Madsen had yet another try at it. And by the time he was on his backside, he was able to shovel it over top of Kevin Lankinen. Like this, 1 save, 2 saves. Oh, I'll just shoot it again. That's a pretty nifty play from the seat of his pants. As he's down, he pulls it off of his skate to his stick and then chips it into the net.
Madsen's first in this World Championship. He has 13 now in 86 games for the Danes. So now the Finns forced to play come from behind. Not their specialty. So the Finns didn't love that penalty call, but the Danes love the result. Russell now plays it back in. Now Russell feeds that back for Oliver Lauritsen. With that long reach, Lauritsen knocks it away. A Danish win today would scramble the standings in Group A.
Would it ever? Like, it opens up some possibilities. Now, they're a long way from it, but
bounce in the air by Marcus Lauritsen. We mentioned earlier that on the other side, you've got the Russians and the Swedes, who look like verified powerhouses. So the 3rd and 4th place finishers on this side are in for a treat over there, assuming they finish 1-2. So the key is to finish top 2 on this side, especially the Finns, who come in with such an impressive start with wins over Canada and Slovakia. Nick Jensen winds in. Spins and shoots. That was blocked by Lehtinen. Kept alive by Nicholas Jensen. Bouncing puck rolls down to Lankinen, and he'll hang on to that.
I'm watching Heinz Ehlers behind the bench, and he's now way down by the defense. He's worked his way down there. Before, he was up at the other end. He's putting a lot of miles on behind that bench. Gord, I was getting into the coaches of the smaller countries, Ralph Kruger, when he was way back with the Swiss. I mean, you have to coach with energy so your team believes. If you just sit back there expecting to take a punch in the nose, you're going to get it eventually. I like the way there's no back off, and you're undermanned. In most cases, you're not talented enough to hang that way with other teams, but they've played pretty hard here.
Ola Feller with the World Junior team was different with younger players, constantly positive, always encouraging. And that puck trickles down, and Salonen couldn't reach it. And that puck bounced into the Finnish bench, and play is called. Matthias Baum missed the entire season this year for Hershey of the American League, suffered a spleen injury. Didn't have surgery.
He's come here and scored 2 goals in 3 games. It's
another big guy at 6'7".
Had 13 goals last year in his initial season in North America. In Hershey of the American League.
What a pipeline they've been for the Washington Capitals over the years.
What an American League city for a half a century.
And not just because the chocolate factory is right in the middle of town.
Oh, you used to get in there, and that was a highlight. You'd get off the bus at 2 in the morning, you could smell chocolate everywhere in the city. He used to give you at the Hershey Park Hotel, which, by the way, if you could find your room,
Yes.
that was quite an advantage. But they'd give you a Hershey bar at the front desk when you checked in, and we used to say it was in case you couldn't find your room, it would keep you alive
Yeah,
until you found it. You'd walk by the same guys 3 times looking for your room. They couldn't find theirs either.
I can honestly say I've never been. That's a place I've never been.
It was a really good hockey, but new arena now. The old one was.
In comes Kako. Kako walks
Oh.
in. Oh, what a move! He scores! Oh, Kako. Spectacular.
Gord, we've talked about this with Kako a couple of times. He doesn't score goals with just speed. He doesn't score them with just power. He doesn't score them with just a shot. It's a bit of everything. He's going to take this lead pass. Now he uses speed. Now he uses skill. And now he uses presence of mind below the goal line to know how much room he has as he takes the puck from below the line, where his feet are, to put it in front of the goal post and dunk it in the empty net. What a beauty from Capo Kako. He's got 6, and the game's tied at 1.
Safe bet he'll wind up in the New York metropolitan area.
Way to go out on a limb there, Gord.
But it was always assumed, it has been for the last few weeks since the draft lottery, he'd be a Ranger.
I just don't know how, if you're Jersey, you have to at least think about it. I think you have to think about it. Doesn't mean you're going to change your mind. I mean, it's 4 games here that we've seen, not the 60 or 70 that they've watched throughout the course of the year for both Jack Hughes and Kako, but he is an impressive player. Now there's positional difference, a centerman versus a winger.
Yeah, Kako's a winger, Hughes is a center.
Hughes a little bit younger, he just turned 18 yesterday. Been really impressed. I think it's the variety of the ways he scores, Gord, that impressed me.
He scored in this tournament. He scored on a point shot. He scored a deflection. He scored on a jam play in front. He scored in the rush.
See, I would be more concerned if his goals were all power, where he's just, in the juniors, for example, where you just power your way past younger players. That's not the case here. Playing older players, he scored with skill. He scored with his shot. And that was a beauty.
And the Finnish fans are chanting Capo Kako. Front page of a Finnish sports section proclaimed the other day he should be the #1 pick in the draft. And now picked off by Pessinen. Slides it ahead for Kiviranta. And Marcus Lauritsen comes back for that. Dropped back and fired wide by Marcus Lauritsen. Kako now time with Evgeny Dadonov of Russia for the tournament goal lead was 6. Antila plays it down to Raila. A little backdoor pass, and Olsen came back and knocked it away from Tervainen. Tervainen drops it back to Oyamaki. Shoots. He whistled that wide. Dam never saw that. Ilamaki knocks it down. Threads it ahead for Raila. And Raila lays it down for Ilamaki. Koski in, shoots, down, makes the stop, and hangs on to the rebound. Kako has made the highlight reel again. Game tied at 1. Finland has 10 goals in this World Championship. Capo Kakko has 6 of them.
Talked to one scout who said that his 2 empty net goals are the nicest empty net goals he's ever seen.
Off the draw, pounded wide by Raiola.
I mean, there's certainly a hype train rolling a bit here because he's just taken this tournament, this side of the tournament, by storm.
Long shot taken by Lindboom, deflects wide. And now Lindboom in after it. At the side of the goal, Dom pokes that away. Out the other side, it goes to Regan. And Peter Regan swings that back and finds Oliver Larsson. Out to center ice, knocked down by Russell, crisscrossing with Bodker. In comes Russell, shoots off the side of the goal. Russell gets it back, centers it, Bodker a chance. Loose puck in front, the first save made by Lankinen. Jensen Abo to Nick Jensen. Spins loose in the corner. Nick Jensen walks out and fires. That rattles high off the glass. Storm with it. Falls in the corner. Penalty coming now to Finland. Rugesser has to swing back for it. The extra skaters on the ice for Denmark. Here is Brugesser. Up for Storm to Madsen. That shot triples wide. Bodker still with it. And Jensen Abo regroups for Denmark. And now Manning touches up, and finally the penalty call will be made. 9:25 to go here in the period, and Denmark's going back to the power play.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear you. Sebastian Pascal. Come on, everybody.
If you're going to go to a hockey game in Finland, you need to find some sunglasses, a wig, a finished sweater, and you're all set.
And they don't just show up at the game.
No, no, no.
There's some preparation on the way
You
here.
get dressed, you got to get dressed up, you got to get yourself.
And you got to stop for a pint. There's got to be time for that.
Denmark back to the power play here. Bodker in, shoots. And the save made by Lankinen. A crease violation called against the Danes. The face-off will come outside.
Gord, you know I like to talk about positive energy, and I like to, this kills your energy here. You've got the power play. I like, you know, you want things to, you've got a power play, you got a chance to break, and you lose this with the crease violation. The next time, they got to get there parked. Bow does. Don't move. Just park yourself in front of the goal. Stay outside the blue. Now you got to start again. If you don't enter the zone quickly, you blow out about 45 seconds of power play time.
I don't understand why the NHL doesn't adopt that rule. It's so good.
It takes away the mess before the mess can start. And the players will learn. Don't compare it to Brett Hull and the toe in the crease. It's two different things. It's not even close.
Jensen Abo drops it down to Regan, walks in, swings it back across. Bodker misfired in the pass.
Bodker had 7 goals this year in Ottawa. That's a player stressed about scoring. He's got better hands than that. He should be able to catch that and shoot it. he just whiffs it as the goal disappeared.
Jensen Abo across the line for Jesper Jensen. Nick Jensen jumping in as well.
Oh, good. All of them out there.
Marcus Lauritsen to Nick Jensen. Back to Madsen, to Marcus Lauritsen. In comes Jesper Jensen, throws it towards the goal, it's kicked wide. And now Salonen plays it back down to the Danish zone. 35 seconds to go in Denmark's power play. Marcus Lauritsen up ahead for Fredrik Storm. Drops it off to Nick Jensen, rings that wide. Jesper Jensen waiting for it. Storm to Jensen. Jesper Jensen feeds it back to Nick Jensen. Little half slapper blocked by Salonen, and Salonen plays it out.
It's been a good kill for the Finn. Salonen, a couple of really good plays on the penalty kill. He's done a nice job for them on what would be their matchup line, if you will.
Well, the other thing is Salonen and Mannon have played with Kakko as a line and have helped him, the two veterans. Hakanpää spins away from Russell. Ottama. Up for Kovaranta. In across the line he comes. Walks right in, shoots, and it ramps off the stick of Oliver Larsson, up and out of play.
Fredrik Storm's going to get a tip from in the bumper spot. It's in the air. He gets a stick on it. Now it bounces twice and it's tipped again. This time by Morten Madsen. And here's that play with Bodker. He should be able to deliver this. He just whiffs it. And that's a guy that just hasn't scored very much. Bodker had 7 goals and 28 assists this year, and he gets a pat on the back. Doesn't matter how old you are. If your confidence is gone, it just doesn't reappear.
Ever?
You'd be surprised how it can just go.
Well, we've seen it happen before.
I mean, lots of things happen in the game, but he's got to be able to catch that and shoot the puck. You're on the power play, he's an NHL player, and that play should be completed better than it was. And now all he goes back there and you kick yourself in the pants till your next shift. It becomes a self-circle of doubt.
Ilomäki drops it back. Kaski in, holds, Dam is down. Kaski tries to center it. That was blocked. Ilomäki with it. Kaski tries to center it. Savanainen couldn't reach it. Ilomäki. Savanainen. Now Savanainen with time. Drops it back for Lehtinen. Back for Kaski, has some room. Finns are changing. In comes Mannanen with it. Back down to Kaski. Mannanen. To Kakko. Kakko. Drops it off for Lehtinen. Walks right in, shoots down the save. Rebound loose in front. They whack away and it score! Looked like Mannanen got the last touch. Finland has grabbed a 2-1 lead.
The Finns started to change, and Denmark was never able to identify where the problem become. Kaapo Kakko does this really well. He gets way out at the blue line. He leaves this in for Lehtinen, and then in front of the net, the scramble's on. Mannanen's inside. The puck is kept alive by Rajala here, but it's going to be Mannanen on about the third touch that puts this in. And Sakari Mannanen, who had 5 assists coming into today, has got his first goal of the tournament. And the Finns, with a pair, have taken the lead here, both of them 4 minutes apart.
So some good work by the Danes to grab the lead, but a spectacular goal by Kakko and then a scrambled goal by Mannanen. And Finland's grabbed a 2-1 lead. Jensen Abo, lead for Meyer. In comes Meyer with it. Nikolai Meyer swings that around. Picked up by Lindboom. And Jensen Abo has to retreat now for the Danes. In Bratislava, 2-1, Latvia leads the Czech Republic. They're late in the second period there. Filip Hronek has scored again for the Czechs. Detroit prospect.
Had a very good year for them.
So Ryla and Lehtinen draw the assist on the goal by Manninen. Kaapo Kakko's got 6 goals, no assists. Manninen came in with no goals, 5 assists. Hakanpää spins back. Drops it back, and the long shot by Koivisto knocked away by Daum. Luostarinen had it stolen by Russell, but Luostarinen steals it right back. Works it across, the pass in behind Oyamaki. Oyamaki down to Kiviranta. Mikkola. Hakanpää shoots, and Daum kicks that away.
Finns are starting to wear them down a little bit here late in this second period.
Mikkola works it in. Shots are 23-13. Mikkola. Spins off Bonker. Mikkola back for Kaski. Threads it in Antila. Shoots, and a glove save made by Daum. Finns have a couple here to take a 2-1 lead in the second period. Told you can't just come to a game if you're a Finnish fan. You got to get dressed up.
Mutant Ninja Turtles, eh?
Yep. They're at the draw. Chance for Antila. That ticked off the outside of the post. When Great Britain plays Finland tomorrow, it'll be like a costume party.
It's like it's Halloween in here tomorrow.
Nick Jensen winds in. British fans have a song ready for the Finns.
Yes, they do.
We have an Olympic gold medal and you don't.
Now their medal was in the 30s.
36, yeah.
Factually, it's correct.
It's absolutely correct. Whether it's relevant or not is another question, but it is
It's
correct.
not going to matter. They're going to run it out.
Oliver Lorentzen bangs that down, picked out by Tervainen. Centering pass, Daum makes the stop in tight on Savanainen.
Again, the Finns start to pressure on the forecheck. It's starting to get to be a little much for Denmark as the turnover is made, and in front of the net is Savanainen, and Daum, who has done a good job again today, comes across to make the stop. This is off the previous face-off. The puck will come back to Antila, and Antila snaps this shot quickly. It goes off the crossbar and up over the net. The Finnish captain doesn't have anything to show for what I think's been a pretty effective tournament so far.
It's hard to believe when you see no points for him. He's been in the middle of everything.
He's done a good job forechecking. He's been really physical, in particular early in the tournament against Canada and Slovakia. I thought he was really, really good.
Face-off control by the Danes. In a 2-1 game here in the second period. Paulson backhands that down to the finish zone. Lindblom goes back. picked up. That's a rare shift for Mathias Fromm, who's just arrived to the Danish team. Marcus Lauritsen back with it. To Jensen Abo. That floats wide of the goal. Lindblom rings that around, chipped down by Savanainen. 2 to go now in the second period. Bow. Back for Lauritsen. Around for Meyer. Back to Bow. Matthias Bow. Plays it back across. And now Kakko picks it free, but as he does, a holding call is coming to Finland. And Sakari Mannen's going to go off, so Denmark will get a power play here with 1:26 to go in the second period.
What a great opportunity for the Danes as Mannen's going to wrap up Nikolai Meyer. You're going to get a better chance than this. I don't know. It's getting tougher and tougher to generate anything 5-on-5 as the Finns are starting to wear down Denmark here, and now you got a power play. 1 for 3 so far. Madsen has their only goal.
Jan Kovac has scored to tie the game in Bratislava. The Czechs and Latvians are even at 2. Latvia got called for a check into the head penalty, and Czech scored the ensuing power play to draw within 1. Jensen Abo drops that back to Bakker. A hard shot there, kicked out by Lankinen. Regan for Jensen Abo, back to Bakker, hammers that one. Lankinen the stop, and there's Bakker with 2 good chances early on in this power play.
That's better for Bodker, both of them. Good shots. I liked on the initial shot, there was nobody at the front of the net. This is the second one. Bau's got to take one more step and try and get in front of the eyes of Lankinen as he stands off to the side. But the first puck came to Bodker. There was nobody there, so he rewound it up to the top. It came back. There was more traffic. 2 good shots for Denmark here in the first 14 seconds of this power play.
And now slapped down the ice by Salonen. Jensen Abo drops it off to Bodker. In comes Bakker ahead of steam, fires, and Lankinen makes the glove save. And now Bakker gets spilled by Ultima at the side of the goal. That draws a crowd. And be careful for Denmark, you don't nullify your power play.
Bodker got shoved out of the way and he tripped over the side of the net, and it probably looked worse than a lot of it was, and everybody crowds in. Here's a long shot stopped by Lankinen, and as he comes to the front, you see him get his skate. As Ultima took him out, his skate got jammed up against the backside of the net, and he ends up on his butt. Nowhere to go. So now it looks like they're going to take this face-off outside.
I guess the defenseman came in to the scrum, so that brings the face-off out with 49 seconds to go in the period. The problem with this for Denmark is that if they don't score here before the end of the period, the remaining time in the power play, center ice face-off,
there'll only be about 34 seconds left or so.
Koivisto sends that down. And 40 seconds to go here in the second period. Storm. Up ahead for Jensen. Marcus Lauritsen plays it across, and a shot by Madsen deflected wide. Jesper Jensen on it. Lauritsen slaps it back across. Nick Jensen. Back for Marcus Lauritsen to Jensen, has some room, walks in, holds, and shoots. Lankinen save, rebound, Jensen pounding that wide. Jesper Jensen holds the line. 10 seconds to go in the period. Here's Nick Jensen with it. Nick Jensen takes the return, passes, time winds down, walks in, waits, and shoots. And Lankinen makes the glove save as time expires. There'll be 35 seconds of power play time to carry over into the third period. Finland a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of play.
Shots on go in the second period. Denmark 12. Finland 12, Denmark 13. Slovakia po druhej tretine. Dánsko 13, Fínsko 12. By Slava, the score between Czechia and Latvia is 2-2. Bratislava je stavka proti medzi Českom a Lotyšskom 2-2.
The 2019 IIHF.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Slovakia. Slovakia is from national championship. Let's see the three basketballs of yesterday.
2-1 the score for Finland. After 40 minutes of play. Chance for the Finns to jump over Canada and the United States into second place in this Group A. The little fly in the ointment in all this, avoid the Russians and Swedes business. The Swedes lost their opener to the Czechs. They could be third in that group. Right now, Switzerland's 4-0 on that side.
There's always talk about the crossover game, even with the players, as you get closer and you can focus in a bit on it. But the fact of the matter is, if you're trying to pick your opponent, you just set yourself up to get stung.
Right.
Finish where you finish. And
well, the Finns got Switzerland last year, lost in the quarters, and Canada thought they got a break by getting Switzerland, and they lost in the semis. Puck loose for Koivisto. Rink wide, it goes for Antila. In comes Antila, the big man shoots. Dom makes the stop. Now Antila picks up the loose puck. Wraparound try. And Dom gets the pad down. That comes at the end of a Danish power play to start the period, as we thought not much happened on it, except Antila had a good chance at the end of it. So now back to 5-on-5 with the Finns leading 2-1. Czech Republic now a 4-2 lead on Latvia through 2. Jakub Voracek and Jakub Vrana scored goals a minute and 2 seconds apart at the end of the second period. Long shot by Ilamaki that was blocked by Marcus Lauritsen. And now Lehtinen steps in front of Nick Jensen to knock that pass down. Jensen feeds ahead to Storm. In comes Storm. And Ottama takes him off the puck. And the puck skips up and out over the glass. And the officials talking. This will not be a penalty against the Finns.
Antila hunting the puck down again, and he just misses on the wrap. Man, he's not even halfway around the net, and he's got the wrap around. I would have had to take him 3 more strides to get to that close to the post.
One thing that replay shows, Ray, from the ref's camera, how fast the game is.
Right, from that position to get it into the front of the net, it's not 2 seconds. Not from the wing in around the wrap. It happens fast.
Mikkola has it taken away by Meyer. And now Meyer loose behind the Finnish goal, plays it back for Bow, shoots that deflected wide off the leg of Mikkola. Meyer back with it. Mikkola knocks it free for Manninen. Throws that rink wide for Pessanen. Drops it back for Kaski. In shoots, that went just high. Meyer tied up there by Kakko. And Okako moves it on Larson, who plays out ahead by Manninen down the ice. Icing called against the Danes.
Slowly but surely, the Finns become more and more dangerous as they get the fence up into the play. I thought the real change was that all of a sudden Heinz Ehler's team was defending 4 Finnish sweaters, not just 3. Their defense, as they started the cycle, were up in the play. It creates confusion. That last play, Oliver Kaski, who just signed with the Detroit Red Wings, jumps up into the play. He's the trailer. Now you got to defend 4 guys. And you end up using all your energy. You can't push the other way for the goal that you need.
Fired by Jokiharju. And icing once again called against the Danes. Nicholas Jensen played college hockey in the United States at the State University of New York in Plattsburgh, a Division III school. More and more European players are finding their way to the NCAA, in addition, of course, to the major junior teams.
It's pretty impressive when they get to the States. For quite a few, English is a bit of a challenge for them, and then they get through with a degree. I mean, it's really impressive that a young person can make that commitment. Now, yeah, sure, it's a great opportunity to get to go continue to play hockey, but to get an education and have to fight through the language while they're at it is pretty impressive.
Jokiharju up ahead for Kiviranta. Marcus Lauritsen back for that. Plays it around for Oliver Lauritsen. That pass was picked up by Savanainen. Loose in the corner. Lost Arena. And a penalty coming down to the Danes, and so with just under 3 gone here in the third, Finland's going to the power play as Oliver Lorenzen's going off.
Good work by Savanainen as he gets inside and underneath the big Oliver Lorenzen, and Lorenzen reaches out and just hauls him down. So the Finns a 2-1 lead. 0 for 2 on the power play tonight, but they've got a chance to extend this here, and the Finns aren't going to give up 4 goals in a game very often. If they can get a third one here, that would be a pretty solid nail in the coffin, even though there's 17 minutes left.
Danes win the draw and send it down the ice. Koski drops it back for Kakko. The one thing Kakko hasn't done yet is score on the power play. Mannanen jumps in for it. It's spun around by Lassen. Now Mannanen holds the line, feeds it down to Oyamaki. Crisscrossing with Kakko. Fed back to Kakko. Koski to Mannanen. Kakko parked in front. Koski shoots at the fucking wide. Held by Jokiharju. Down to Kakko. To Jokiharju that bounced away from him and back down the ice. Finger changing as Koski swings back to pick it up and leaves it there for Raila. Lehtinen back for Raila. Savanainen drops it back for Lehtinen. Bouncing puck at the sound of goal. Center tap wide by Pessinen. Now Savanainen with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Trying to leave it there. Pessinen shoots at the fucking just wide. Final seconds now of the Finnish power play. At the line, held by Pessinen. At the point, Lehtinen unloads. Down makes the stop as Lorenzen steps back on. 2 shots for the Finns on that power play.
It's a really big kill. They give themselves a chance here as they keep this a 1-goal spread. But that quickly, 5 minutes melted off this third period.
We talked about before, Ray. Very few countries defend on big ice better than the Finns. Antala moves it and shoots. That's not wide, even though they play on the hybrid surface at home.
They just seem so comfortable, and maybe that's because of the way that they've always built their game. Responsible with hard work and fight for every loose puck.
Salonen jams at it. Antala flipped that wide. So Jere Lehtinen walked by, part of the management group for this World Championship team. The human eraser.
Dave Tippett, when he was coaching in Dallas, used to talk about whenever, he'd call him the cleaner. Whenever there was a mess, they'd send in Lehtinen, and Lehtinen would help clean it up. 25, 30 goals. Best penalty killer you got. It's a handy player if you can come up with one of those.
You were often accused of making more messes than you cleaned up.
Yes, I was not there for my defensive posture.
Kiviranta in, shoots, that goes wide.
Had lots of guys to do that.
Yeah, lots of guys can check.
I found that to be exceedingly boring. It's much more fun to have the puck.
Arena chips it ahead for Pessinen. Now Pessinen causing all kinds of problems. Picked up at center ice by Kakko. Leaves it back for Jokiharju. Pessinen up at for Mannanen working in. Now Lindbom in, shoots down, makes the stop, and hangs on to the rebound. With 12:55 to go in the third period, and the Finns leading by 1. Championship coming to a close tonight. Finns are on a pretty good run. A loss in overtime in the U.S. in their last game, but they're opening 2 wins against Canada and the Slovaks to put them in good shape. And that puck bounced into the Danish bench.
Denmark had a 1-0 lead, 1:49 into the second period. 3 whacks at it before Morten Madsen made it 1-0. A beauty from Capo Kakko. And then on a crazy scramble in front of the net, the Finns stay on it, and Sakari Manninen's first goal of the tournament made it 2-1. That's where the game sits. It's Kakko, you see, tied with Evgeny Dadonov for the goals lead in this tournament.
And Kakko out there now. And Kakko brings it up.
Kakko's got 6 of the 10 finished goals. The Russians have about 1 million over on the other side.
Ultima in, shoots, and it's knocked away by Daum. Lehtinen with it. Knocked off stride. Feeds it back across to Ultima. Looks down to Pessinen. And now Pessinen. Slides that down to Lehtinen. Manninen. Crisscrossing with Kakko, picks that free. Kakko peels back on Jensen. And
Jensen does a nice job there.
Long shot knocked down in front, picked up by Marcus Lorentzen. High in the air, back in the corner, picked up by Lehtinen. Lehtinen rink wide for Raila. In comes Raila, got bumped there by Lawson. Jakobsen up to center ice, chipped ahead for From in full stride. Matthias From, who has played sparingly in this game. Tied up in the corner, feeds for Jakobsen. And Paulson plays it back in deep for the Danes. Janssen-Abo. Paulson.
There's two Danes in the offensive zone. He looked up for a play. There's nobody there.
A very late change by the Danes. Picked out by Bau. Matthias Bau. As that pass go off his skate. Pinballs around in front, picked up by Meyer. Nikolai Meyer. Feeds it back across. Oliver Lorentzen shoots and hit Lankinen right in the mask. And the referee's going to call play as that staggered Lankinen. Talking about that change in the IIHF rule. It used to be automatic when the goalie was struck in the mask by the puck. The play was called.
He doesn't see it until he feels it right in the face here. Bang. Dead center. And Lankinen almost instantly after he gets his wits, puts his left arm with the catching glove up in the air, and the signal that he needs a little bit of time to get back to his feet.
Off the face-off, picked up by Koivisto. In for Salonen. Salonen shoots, Dam knocks that away. Other side, and that shot just got away from Antila.
He's had about 3 or 4 good chances here. Nothing going for him.
Moved in by Storm. And Jensen drops it back. That missed everyone. Goes back down to the Danish zone. Czechs leading Latvia 4-2 in Bratislava. Larson. Poke check there by Luostarinen. Jokiharju kicks out ahead. Luostarinen works in. Can't get a shot away as Peter Regan takes it back, and Regan drops that back to Larson. In for Regan. It was close. And moved ahead by Nicholas Jensen. Regan winds his way through. Danes are changing. And Luostarinen causing all kinds of problems. And now Jensen Abo back to pick it up. Russell had that knocked away by Lindboom.
George, you mentioned a few minutes ago about the comfort that the Finns play a lead with and how they defend on the big ice. They've given up 1 shot in the first 11 minutes of this period.
Powell works it and shoots. It's off a stick and wide. Ultima up ahead for Pessinen. In with Kakko. Pessinen to Kakko. Holds and shoots. Scores! Kaapo Kakko. He's talking to Pessinen to see who touched it. That looks straight in.
If that's straight in, that's a bad one for Dom to give up. Kakko was looking for the one-timer as soon as they came up the middle of the ice. Pessinen picks up the wrap. Kaapo Kakko's got his stick up just prior to this, and he wants to go back to Pessinen for the deflection.
I don't think he touched it, you?
I don't think so either. Kakko's definitely looking for the deflection here. Yeah, it did. The stick blade flipped up. I think this is going to be Pessinen's goal.
It'll be first assist for Kakko in the tournament.
And a big second goal here as the Finns have just smothered Denmark in this third period.
Pessinen, who plays for Langnau in the Swiss League, has his second goal of the World Championship, also scored against the United States.
I think they're going to give it to Kakko initially. No, it is Pessinen.
Another chance in front. Time is down. He hangs on to that loose puck as Kakko was digging for that. 8:29 remaining in the third period. Kaapo Kakko's put on a show. A 3-1 lead on Denmark here with 8.5 to go in the third period. Kaapo Kakko has a goal and an assist in the game so far. This is going to become quite the discussion between now and the NHL draft in June if Kakko keeps this up. Ilamaki trying to bank that back. It's picked off by From, and Matthias From sends it in. Mikkola. That bumped off the puck by From. Kaski. Back to Brugesser. Brugesser shoots. That's blocked by Oyemaki. Jakobsen with the Danes changing back to Larson. Fires that back in the corner. Finns will play Great Britain tomorrow. Danes have the United States on Saturday. The hardest part of their schedule comes at the end of it. Finland, US, Canada, Slovakia. Lead pass to Antila, streaking in. Shoots, that's blocked. Well, streaking is a relative term.
Striding.
Quick shot by Salonen, stopped by Down. He'll hang on to that.
There's Harry Passanen, who played 2 years in the American Hockey League in Albany. Scored 29 goals in 139 games there. He just got a stick on the Kako pass. Kako's got his head up and he's looking for the pass. That's a good look at it right there as it goes through the legs of Sebastian Dom.
And that's what you like there, was Kako saying to Pestin. Was that yours?
See, I just see a maturity to this kid, we see him when they shoot them coming into the locker room. He's always got a big smile on his face. He's giving the trainers fives all the time. And for an 18-year-old kid, he seems to have confidence. He's self-assured, yet he seems to be a pretty good teammate. And just a little thing like that is kind of impressive to watch.
Tervainen across the line, shoots, it goes off the leg of Oliver Lawrence and up and out of play.
Well, the Finns will go against Great Britain next, and then France, and then Germany to close out. It wouldn't be a stretch to think they could run 9 points off the table after today. They've given up 7 goals in 3 games. 2/3 of a period.
Luostarinen wins that face-off back. Kiviranta back for 7-9, and he shoots. That was blocked by Jensen Abo. Race for it now. Sturm comes in, and Lankinen hangs on that. Sturm give him a bit of a whack, and Lindblom didn't like that.
As Petteri Lindblom lets Storm go in front of the net. We'll get a look at Kaapo Kakko, a gorgeous goal in the second period. An assist here in the third period. I don't know, these guys crack me up, man. Some are dressed up. Who wouldn't have? What size photo was that you're carting around to the game?
We talked about the fact that you've got Pestin, the 30-year-old, and Mannon, the 27-year-old, on the line with Kakko. He scored 22 goals in 45 games this year with TPS Turku in the Finnish League, after playing a major role in Finland winning the World Junior Championship in Vancouver. Storm moves in, gets tied up by Savanainen. Jensen Abo swings that away from Kakko. At the 2016 World Championship, Patrick Laine scored 7 goals for the Finns in his draft year. Austin Matthews was there as well. Matthews scored 6 for Team USA.
I don't think there was anything Laine could have done at that draft to close the gap. I didn't think coming in that Kakko could either. He's just been so good in the tournament. It makes me rethink the position. But again, you're talking to scouts that have watched these kids play 50 times this year, 50 times last year. You know, they've built a book. We're just looking at a couple of tournaments in totality that we've seen them.
Gets down to Dam. Picked up by Kakko in the corner. Got bumped down there by Nicholas Jensen. Kakko flattened, didn't like that. Goes after Jensen. And Pessinen came over to have a word to make sure that no one abused the youngster as well. Bachrin shoots, he fired that wide. 4.5 to go here in the third period. Russell, back to Lauritsen. Regan shoots that wide. Oliver Lauritsen. Regan. Back for Marcus Lauritsen to Oliver Lauritsen. That long wrist shot floats wide. Look out. Regan kind of got his legs splayed there and fell awkwardly into the boards. Russell. Regan. Oliver Lauritsen to Marcus Lauritsen. And now Bodker with it. Jam up for the puck. Regan pulls it free. Oliver Lauritsen shoots, and Lankinen makes the stop and hangs on. 3.5 to go here in the third period. Finns up 3-1. Goes 8 points in this World Championship, the most by an 18-year-old for Finland since Patrick Laine. Nick Jensen throws that back at the point, and a shot taken there by Brugesser goes wide. Brought in now by Tervainen. Drops it off to Salonen, winds and shoots. That was blocked, and Jensen Abo took that flush. Jensen Abo went across the line. Pardon me, it was Jensen, not Jensen Abo. And the bouncing puck for Salonen shoots, goes high off the glass. Larson. Back for Lauritsen. Brought now by Bodker. Shoots, ramps off the stick of Kaski, up and out of play.
Jensen Abo going for a little twirl after taking that last shot from Salonen, who's got room to slap it, and he gets it right on the outside of the ankle. Jensen Abo's their big minute guy on the blue line the last 4 years in the KHL, his 9th straight World Championship.
Off the face-off. Lauritsen shoots, and Oliver Lauritsen had that fought off by Lankinen. Savanainen back with it. Larson. Back across the bow. Now Hakanpää wrists that back down to the Danish zone. Damn fell as he played it up ahead.
It's going to be a penalty here on Luosterainen.
And so the Danes get the extra skater on the ice. Jensen Abo comes back after blocking that shot earlier, although he's still limping pretty noticeably. Nick Jensen moves in. He got poke check.
Don't go back. Shoot it down here. You're going to have a 6-on-4 power play.
And now Kako touches up with 1:31 to go. The Danes will finally get the power play.
This will be their 5th power play. Their power play has let them down tonight. A couple opportunities when the game was 1-1. Here's the tripping penalty as Nuosterainen clips out Sebastian Dom's feet. Here's that last shot from Lawrence. It's tipped, and that forces Lankinen basically to swat it out of there. Denmark will call a 30-second timeout here, rest their guys, and get themselves a 6-on-4 here. See if they can get something quick. They scored the initial goal of the game on the power play. Morten Madsen scored from in front of the net.
So we'll keep the net empty. 1:31 to go. What's amazing about this, Ray, is how little these teams would have to practice this, how little time they'd have to practice this, if any.
You wouldn't even get to this. I mean, for the most part, players are being airlifted in here as the tournament starts. And Antila and Reagan on the draw.
Face-off won by Regan. Nick Jensen feeds that back to Marcus Lorentzen. Bonker with it, in shoots, that's blocked. Bodker takes the return pass, walks in, feeds that back to Jensen, shoots, it goes over the glass and out.
Good block by Tervainen.
One 1:11 to go in this period. The Danes down by 2. Off the draw, long shot, Lankinen the save. Rebound to the side of the goal, Lankinen still down, picked up by Antila, and he can't get it by Marcus Lorentzen. Jensen with it, drops it back, and Regan can't get a shot away. Lorentzen knocked it away from Antila. Inside a minute to go now in the 3rd period. Fired in by Regan. Now Bonker with it. Tervainen up ahead for Oyemaki. He missed the open net. And now Regan swings back. Regan up ahead for Storm, who chips that up. Foul. Try to throw that in front. Here's Bonker with it. Bonker from a sharp angle, threads it back in front. Bouncing puck to jam away at it. Lankinen down, and he hangs on. And gets a face-off. 0.7 seconds left in the period.
Bodker feeds this in to Reagan, who tries to jam a pass to Bow. They'll scrap around for it before Lankinen can grab it. And despite a good effort here, Denmark will come up short. The Finns will pick up another win, their 3rd of this tournament.
They'll jump over the U.S. and Canada into 2nd place in Group A through 4 games played. They play 7 games in the first stage. Top 4 of 8 make the quarterfinals. And off the face-off, the shot by Marcus Lorentzen blocked. And your final score, Finland 3, Denmark 1. Capo Kakko with another big night, a goal and an assist for the Finns.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players of each team will be awarded by IIHF International, the official sponsor of the 2019 IIHF World Championship. Dámy a páni, najlepší hráči pôvodní budú obvedení od IIHF International, oficiálneho sponzora majstrovstiev sveta IIHF 2019 ľadovom hokeji. The prizes will be presented by Ceny budú odovzdávať Juraj Dorožovič, Regional Director, Raiffeisen Bank, and Henrik Mark Nielsen, the IIHF Council member. The best player of Denmark is number 89, Mikael Bødgaard. The best player of Finland is number 4, Mikko Lehtonen. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Finland. Dámy a páni, postavte sa prosím, zaznie štátna hymna Fínska.
a great team victory defeating Denmark 3-1. Did it feel like it was a home game considering the crowd that you had rallying behind you this evening?
Yeah, there's a lot of Finnish fans, and yeah, it feels like a home rink we're playing right now. Like good feeling there, like enjoying the play here.
For yourself personally, you're playing on a line that is truly excelling. You had 5 assists leading into this evening. What did it feel like being rewarded when you finally did get your first goal?
Yeah, a little, of course, happy when you like have good chances, but now eventually I score but we have like our line, we have Capo, he makes 6 goals now, he's most of the time the goal scorer, I don't mind if I don't score, but it's of course fun to score.
You mentioned Capo Kakko. Of course, there's a lot of attention surrounding him leading into the draft. From your perspective, what is it like playing with him? It seems like you guys are having a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. We're having a lot of fun there. Of course, in the offense zone, if Capo has the puck, I just move away there, give him one-on-one battle there. He's really strong with the puck, keep going to the net only. Capo he's an amazing player.
With 3 points tonight, Finland puts yourselves in a great position, 3rd in the group. How ideal is that considering that you have some lesser opponents in Great Britain and France coming up?
No, I don't know. We don't think about it like that. We have to focus on our game, have to improve our game, personally and team workout. We have to little things we can improve, and we can work on that.
Thank you for your time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You fall 3-1 to Finland. Can you just describe what the difficulties you had against them tonight?
Well, I think we lost a little too many pucks in our own end. They created a lot of momentum from that, so they were a bit sharper than us in the second part of the game.
You were the lone goal scorer on the evening. You crashed and banged the net. Was that the only way you guys felt you were going to get your opportunities against Lankinen?
I think we created some other chances, but yeah, we knew we had to get the puck to the net, but well, we didn't score enough goals to win.
Does it feel as though it's a tough void to fill when you lose a key player like Lars Eller at a time like this?
Of course, he was a big part of our 2 out of 3 wins in the start here. He's a great player, so obviously we'll miss him for the rest of the tournament, but the other guys on the team have to step up now.
Another tough opponent. You'll face USA next. Where do you go from here?
Well, we have to try to win. Our goal is to make the quarters, and in order to do that, we have to win 2 out of the last 3, and the right games as well. So we got to play our chance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hienoa voitto.